going on, guys? Anthropredicts here. So today I'm going to be doing an election prediction video between President Donald Trump and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. And before I get into the video, can you please like and subscribe, smash the subscribe button, or tap the little subscribe button inside the video, which if I did that right, it should be there. So yeah, hit the button, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it and help grow the channel. We're currently at 70 subscribers and we only have a few days left. My goal was I was hoping to get to 100 subscribers by the end of 2020. Probably not going to happen, but if you can subscribe and maybe give me a shot of that happening, that would be great. Anyway, let's get on to the video between President Trump and Senator Bernie Sanders. Senator Bernie Sanders will win the West Coast, Washington, Oregon, California, and Hawaii pretty handedly. President Trump will win Alaska, Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, the Dakotas, all of Nebraska except Nebraska's 2nd District. We'll be coming back to that later. Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, we're going to come back to, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Indiana, Kentucky, West Virginia, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, and that's all the Republican states for now. The rest of the East Coast will go for Bernie Sanders pretty handedly. Virginia, we're actually going to come back to in a second. Maine's 1st District is safe, but Maine at large we're going to come back to. New York will go for Bernie Sanders, as well as Illinois. So we know President Trump will get at least 125 electoral votes. Bernie Sanders will get 183. The rest of the states that I'm putting in gold have at least some potential at being competitive in this election. Doesn't mean they all will be, but it means there's at least a chance that some of them will be contested. So to start off, I think there's some ones we can get out of the way pretty easily. Bernie Sanders, I think, will win the state of Virginia. Virginia's getting interesting now because it's interesting to see what happens with all this gun control and Ralph Northam militia stuff. And that'll be an interesting thing to see what happens. And that could definitely affect Virginia's politics in 2020. For now, we're not sure. But electorally, it's probably going to be a Democratic state. The state of Maine itself with Bernie Sanders, I think the state of Maine will go for Bernie Sanders. However, I think President Trump will win the state of Maine's 2nd Congressional District. I think by a smaller margin than last time, but he'll still probably win it. Bernie Sanders, I think, he gets some appeal to Hispanic and Latino voters, which will help him win states of New Mexico and Colorado as well. I don't think he can really appeal to them that good to win in Texas, though, however. There's still big Republican presence in Texas, and maybe in 2024, Texas could potentially flip, but I think in 2020, President Trump's going to win in Texas. The state of Nevada, President Trump could definitely win Nevada, but I think of all the candidates, Bernie Sanders is maybe one of the strongest ones to hold the state of Nevada. If it's an Elizabeth Warren or something, then I think that definitely could flip, but for now, I would give Nevada to Bernie Sanders. Nebraska's 2nd District, I think President Trump will probably win it. I think, yeah, he'll probably win it by about 5 points, I'd say. It will be very, very close. The state of Iowa, I think, will go for Donald Trump. Bernie Sanders could win the state of Iowa in the primary, but I think that President Trump will probably win Iowa by about 4 to 5 points at the presidential level. The state of Georgia, I think Bernie Sanders will definitely make Georgia very, very close. Probably the closest margin of victory to date, but I think President Trump will still win in the state of Georgia. The state of Florida, I think President Trump will win in Florida. There isn't really too much disputing this right now. President Trump is going to win Florida in re-election probably anyways, and now that he made Florida his official home state, I mean, it is his home state even when it wasn't, so he's going to win Florida. The state of North Carolina could definitely be close and be interesting. The governor's race, I think, is an easier call. I think the governor's race will go to the Democratic incumbent governor, but I think President Trump will actually win North Carolina at the presidential level. The state of Ohio, I think Ohio will go to President Trump. I know a lot of people make the claim that Bernie Sanders can win over the Rust Belt and that he'll re-energize voters and he'll be like a new socialist. Like everyone will vote for Bernie Sanders and President Trump can't beat him. I'm telling you, when it comes to election day, a lot of moderate independent voters are not going to vote for Bernie Sanders. I know a lot of Bernie supporters are going to say, well, that's not true, or we don't need them, we'll win without them. It's not going to happen. Bernie Sanders, a lot of his socialist policies aren't popular with the more moderate voters. And when you see how good the economy is doing under President Trump, a lot of these Rust Belt voters are going to be very, very skeptical of voting for Bernie Sanders. However, that being said, Bernie Sanders will still win the state of Minnesota. I think President Trump will win the state of Wisconsin. I think Bernie Sanders will probably win the state. Actually, we're going to come back to that. The state of New Hampshire, we'll probably go for Bernie Sanders. If President Trump couldn't beat Hillary Clinton in New Hampshire, I mean, it's even if he could win New Hampshire, I think Bernie Sanders is one of the strongest candidates. He could probably beat Joe Biden or Elizabeth Warren there. Bernie Sanders might be tough to beat in New Hampshire. The state of Arizona, I think Arizona will go for President Trump. I think it'll be very, very close, but I think President Trump will be able to win in the state of Arizona. Now we come down to the states of Michigan and Pennsylvania. Now this is very, very close. Both of these states I expect to be very, very close this time around. And to be honest, both of these states could go either way. I don't want to leave them as toss-ups, because I feel like leaving them as toss-ups is kind of boring. But the state of Michigan, I think Michigan actually, there are more votes for President Trump to be found in Michigan right now. And I think in Pennsylvania, it's interesting because both of these states could go for President Trump, but I could argue the same for both of them going to Bernie Sanders as well. And I really think Bernie Sanders will do better than 2016. But I don't really know which way these states could go. I mean, I think for now I would give Michigan to Bernie Sanders. But Pennsylvania, I mean, I'm more confident about giving Michigan to Bernie Sanders than Pennsylvania. However, actually, no. Because Michael Moore actually came out and said that the Rust Belt support for Trump hasn't really gone anywhere, and it's still there. And all this impeachment stuff going on could definitely help Trump still. I think Trump might win the state of Michigan, actually. I think Trump could win Michigan. And the state of Pennsylvania... See, Pennsylvania is tough because my gut's telling me Trump's going to win Pennsylvania again, but my mind's telling me, wait a second, hold on, maybe not. You know what? I'm actually going to leave Pennsylvania as a toss-up. I'm going to leave Pennsylvania as a toss-up for now. No, that's boring. No, I'm going to go President Trump wins Pennsylvania for now. So, I think this map is definitely going to change a lot. I just think Bernie Sanders, when it comes down to actual voting day, he's not going to be too popular with a lot of independents when people see how popular the economy is right now. So, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next video.